Hello and welcome to More On That, the weekly show where we give you our opinions and more detail on the big pop culture news of the week. मेरा नाम है इब्राहिम खान
और मैं हूँ यमन राजा
और Eamon, what's the first news that we're...
जो अब हमें बिल्कुल वीडियो से पहले सुन रहे थे young stunners has stunned everyone again, I guess.
Good job, boys. Moving on, I want to quickly mention some good news. Sohai Abro, amazing actress.
She surprised everyone.
She surprised everyone by getting married.
काफी बड़ा surprise था though. No one saw it coming.
Not at all. And the details are that the groom, his name is Shehroz Mohammed, and he's the son of cricketer Shoaib Mohammed and the grandson of legendary cricketer Hanif Mohammed. So,
Sohai looked stunning. Like, can we just talk about that?
Sohai is stunning.
Like, and I think she was like, I just could not stop myself from staring at her throughout. Jitni bhi pictures thi, I think what she wore, the outfit choice, jewelry, everything was just so on point.
मुझे लग रहा है कि Sohai, you know, is going to be having a moment. Abhi, she has a short. It's a short. It's part of a series by a biscuit company. It's available on YouTube. I'm not mentioning the name of the biscuit company because I don't remember what it is. But the one that she's in is called Daughter by Law. And it's about, I think Marina Khan plays her mother-in-law. The trailer looks really interesting. And Eamon and I are going to be reviewing that.
I'll have to watch it. Iske baad.
I haven't seen it either, but it looks really interesting. So, उसमें एक scene है जहाँ पे, you know, the mother-in-law, क्या कहते हैं, knocks on the door and she asks them like what they're up to and she's wearing short.
क्या कर रहे थे तुम दोनों?
We were trying to decide between a movie.
It looked really interesting. It kind of reminded me of those like, there's this Jennifer Lopez, Jane Fonda film where, you know, I think that's called Monster-in-Law, I think. So, उस तरह की कुछ vibe सी लेकिन interesting लग रहा था. So
interesting होगा because Sohai has presence.
Sohai is, you know, I just realized आजकल में ये कि when it comes to the leading ladies in Pakistani cinema, Sohai is the most promising. Like, there's just something about, she's talented, she's an amazing actress, pulls off, you know, different roles with aplomb, does good work. Anything that she's in is wo. So I'm here for it. मैं कुछ fanboy हो गया और
पहले होना चाहिए. मैं तो शुरू से probably since the first time I saw her, I think she's stunning and वही presence बहुत strong है. You just want to see more of her.
Indeed. तो जब शादियों की बात हो रही है तो what are we talking about next?
We are talking about छोटा सा social media drama between Noor Bukhari and Zoya Nasir. So there was this like little argument there where Noor basically criticized एक bride को on her outfit on the wedding day that it was too revealing. जिस पे Zoya kind of had a very harsh reaction to it. So it was quite interesting, the exchange of Noor ने in fact अपनी फिर statement से backtrack भी किया. She was like, yeah, I apologize for that. Or it's not my place to comment. But Zoya was like, it's her special day, let her wear whatever the hell she wants to. That was...
So, ये एक ऐसी conversation है जो social media पे हर दिन रात चलती ही रहती है. You know, क्या कहते हैं, what should people wear, what shouldn't they wear. ज़्यादातर ये conversation जो है वो ख़वातीन के बारे में होती है. क्या कहते हैं, it doesn't really... That's one thing that I can safely say. Okay, you know, men can be shirtless and whatever-less and
no one cares.
ज़्यादा criticism नहीं आती.
And Noor was very upset with that. She was like, you know, this is not typical Pakistani bride. हया होना चाहिए and all that.
And so I saw the headline of what you shared and it said that Noor Bukhari likes to judge but doesn't like to
be judged. Exactly. Zoya said that. She was like, you know, you should give people a chance. और आपका अपना past से, you know, you have taken a completely different path now from your basically career in showbiz and history there. So you just be a little kind towards people, I guess, and don't call them out on their big days at least. शादी पे तो उनको पहनने दे, खुश होने दे, जो मर्जी पहनना उन्होंने.
अच्छा ये to be honest मतलब I find it annoying when people on social media are commenting on how other people are dressing. I find that very annoying कि अच्छा ठीक है आप जाके
It is annoying.
लेकिन at the same time मतलब I think I am not left or right of the वो at all क्योंकि I also believe that
Are you sure you want to do this? Yes.
everyone should dress properly, appropriately.
What is appropriate?
Again हाँ ये भी एक अच्छा वो है लेकिन what am I getting myself into? What am I but I think
Careful.
जो भी society का एक standard वो हो of how
Careful.
covering yourself up that when you're in the company of people that don't necessarily agree with you on your particular personal standards, that is usually just a safe choice to just abide
But
by.
what if you don't want to make safe choices though?
हाँ तो फिर आपकी
हाँ ना तो मर्जी है.
But yeah, I mean, मुझे लग रहा है कि venturing into talking about this is a really bad idea for this show, but and I'm getting also like a little flustered talking about this right now, but I feel like generally जो हमारा standard है of what is seen as glamorous. And what is considered to be acceptable in society. मतलब different पाकिस्तान में अगर हम बात करें तो अगर शलवार कमीज़ की बात करें मर्दों और औरतों के तो वो उसके स्टाइल्स चेंज होते रहे हैं हर डेकेड में. अभी भी जो एक आम पाकिस्तानी जो समझेगा ना कि ये स्टैंडर्ड शलवार कमीज़ जो है ये बेसिक शलवार कमीज़ है वो आप देखेंगे 1960 से पहले कुछ और था वो. So वो चीज़ें काफ़ी चेंज होती रहती हैं. लेकिन one thing that I have a bit of a problem with is कि जो हमारे actresses हैं ये एक ऐसी चीज़ है कि actors like they pretty much all over the world probably dress the same. But our actresses उनके जो glamorous looks होते हैं वो अक्सर वैसे ही होते हैं Hollywood inspired कह सकते हैं हम उसको
You see less of Pakistani traditional basically.
And the idea of how to, for example, dress to an award show comes from Hollywood. The Oscars are sort of like the model के वो है. तो Oscars के अंदर जो मुझे एक चीज़ थोड़ी सी hypocritical लगती है वो ये है कि as a man you're required to be dressed in a suit, which basically means that you have to be covered from hair all the way down to your toes, to be allowed into the war. And as a woman, you are expected to wear a dress that क्या कहते हैं garners attention.
Which means is revealing mostly.
It can be revealing as well. No, normally अगर जो fashion reviewers होते हैं वो if someone's too covered up तो they would also खैर वो तो किसी को भी bad fashion और वो judge करते हैं हर किसी को. लेकिन as a woman you're as an actress there's going to be so much conversation about what you're wearing, how you're looking. There's definitely an element of objectification कि आप एक female actress हैं तो आपने खूबसूरत लगना है और आपने क्या पहना है और आप कैसी लग रही हैं. And वो भी एक I think from a very objectification की lens से इसलिए because you're supposed to look attractive or hot or sexy, all of those things. But as an actor, अगर हम कहें कि actresses तो है ही like you're supposed to be good looking, तो male actors भी तो they also have fans who have fantasies about them. But you don't see like them wearing shirts with cutouts or वो कि वो अपनी body को वो कर रहे हैं. So there's definitely, and also Hollywood जो है वो अपने आप को बहुत ज़्यादा मॉडल करता है कि हर किसी को पुलिस करना है. वाइट मैन ने आके हर एक को जस्टिस हर एक को देनी है ये वो. हॉलीवुड के जब ये there's so much गंदगी in there's so much harassment on such high level. So many actresses have to put up with people like Harvey Weinstein and God knows who else is in there Woody Allen with like उसके scandals कितने disgusting वहाँ पे scandals है. तो I don't think कि उन किसी moral high ground के ऊपर है कि हम उनको देख के उन aspire करें.
And also mostly अगर आप पाकिस्तानी movies वगैरह के I just go through social media drama a lot. I see what people are arguing about. तो हाँ एक जो particular opinion होता है लोगों का about the way our female celebrities are dressed there, specifically in Pakistani movies, is that we don't see women around us dressed like this. Relatability नहीं है. शादियाँ ऐसे तो नहीं होती इधर, ये नहीं होता, वो नहीं होता. So I think that's significant कि आप जब देख रहे हैं तो you need to have a...
Is this Pakistan?
Islamic Republic of...
It's really funny when a woman is. It doesn't even have to be a revealing outfit. A woman is wearing anything, an actress is wearing anything, and there's people saying, "Is this Pakistan?" I'm like, no, dumbass, that's a person. It's definitely not a country.
वो माहिरा ने पिक्चर लगाई थी ना एक दफ़ा चाय की, तो किसी ने नीचे कमेंट किया वो तो बेगैरत है. She was like, चाय ऐसे सिर्फ चाय तो वो नज़र भी नहीं आ रही है. क्या कर सकते हैं?
Oh God. But हाँ खैर anyways, so this is हाँ जहाँ तक फिल्मों में बात है तो ये कब से ट्रेंड हम बॉलीवुड को फॉलो करते हैं और वो एस्पिरेशनल होता है. ड्रीम लाइक लीडिंग एक्ट्रेसेस 80s 90s 70s में भी आई थिंक दे वुड बी ड्रेस्ड इन वेस्टर्न वेयर्स एंड they'd be like daddy, and they weren't like, it wasn't reality at all. and अभी भी आई थिंक वो वाला सिनेमा जो हम एस्पायर करते हैं वो रियलिटी नहीं. इस तरह खुदा और मोहब्बत काइंड ऑफ वर्ल्ड where everyone is just like everything is just aspirational. So that's our discussion on the Noor Bukhari situation. I think we went a little too deep into it. So let's quickly move on to the next one. Whose turn is it? Is it my turn?
जी.
Okay, so the news, some interesting film-related news this week is that there's Syra Yousaf and Shehroz Sabzwari are going to be seen together in a film about lovers trying to win back each other, something
Their
like
exes,
that.
yeah, something like that.
So, what do you think about that?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see them together, honestly. On screen, interesting hoga. In fact, the director also commented this. He was like full of good words about Syra, that she was very, कि अगर तो अभी तो खैर, she was like there's a little space between what happened between them and this. लेकिन अगर तब भी होता तो he was like, I'm confident Syra would have just like brought it.
He said that I'm not their rishtedar at all. So, they did this. Lekin the thing is that something that we need to, I think, some details about the project is that the project has been in the works for a while. So, I think they announced the project in 2018 and it was supposed to be released 2019 May at some point. And शायद I don't know, I don't remember exactly 2019 में ही इनका जो whether they separated or whatnot. So apparently most of the project had already been shot, and so now the two as professionals have decided to go back and shoot the remaining to actually finish this film. And that's really interesting. कि उनका वो, it's very nice to see that people are adult about.
Which is rare in Pakistan, honestly.
It is rare in Pakistan, or also, इस तरह की maturity for some reason मैं सदफ कमल से तो I don't really expect, क्योंकि it takes a lot of maturity. I'm not dissing anyone, लेकिन आप बहुत ही sorted किस्म के और बहुत ही secure इंसान हो, और ये बहुत recent separation है या divorce है, I don't know कि separation है या divorce है. So I think it takes a very sort of level-headed, very sorted person to be okay with it. But let's see how it turns out.
People on social media were very divided about it, though.
Yeah.
Some were excited, and some were like, "ये क्या है?"
ये कैसे हो रहा है?
जैसे हम अभी discuss कर रहे हैं ना कि तमीज़ से ख़त्म करना चीज़ें, it's not very common in Pakistan. So it's something that नई चीज़ है लोगों के लिए, कैसे भी हो सकता है,
आपके ख्याल में ब्रेकअप्स को और past relationships को कैसे हैंडल करना चाहिए? Should people be adults about it and continue to have a functioning relationship?
ये तो आपने जवाब वहीं दे दिया. You're trying to influence their opinion. Adult about it या वैसे लड़ना?
अच्छा, so should people be begairat about it, or begairat/adult about it, and be cool with their exes, or I think I'm not famous enough. Otherwise, ye iska wo ban jata. The things that I'm saying. Anyways, we might cut that on the edit table. Anyway, so Syra makes good choices as an actress. I think almost anything she's in is good. Shehroz makes horrible choices with films he's done. I think he's definitely has been a promising actor for the longest time, and he's done a really bad Sayyid Noor film. He's played some sort of like a zombie vampire jinn as well. He's done, I think,
Questionable choice.
questionable choices. He could have done a lot more. So it's interesting. I think Syra ne ek wo jo superhero film ki thi wo that was a bad choice. Other than that, I can't think of anything that she did. तो interesting है कि ये कहाँ पे ये film जो है where will it fall and where if it gets finished and we see it, so that'll be really interesting. And quickly moving on to the next one.
I think this is something that you're most excited about, Faryal Mehmood's interview.
Yes.
You were really excited about it.
So I'm a huge fan of the Something Hot channel, and I think they put amazing content out there. And so Amna Isani recently interviewed Faryal Mehmood, and Faryal Mehmood did not hold back at all. So the title of the video was, on the thumbnail it said the channel did not want me in Rakib se. And there's a couple of things that Faryal, revealed or discussed in the interview that I think are very important. Ek to she said ki, the channel basically did everything they could to try and get it out. And that's important because abhi recently, last year with Sushant Singh Rajput's suicide, like there was a lot of, although, that story like dragged on and on, but one thing that came out were like lobbying and, nexuses and not casting on merit, but sort of like, casting in accordance with like influencing who's cast and who isn't. And also that Faryal before Rakib Se was getting a lot of other woman, Fasadi Bahu kind of roles, although I think a lot of people would agree that she's a very talented
Exactly, she's
actor.
amazing.
तो एक ये वाली चीज़ दूसरा she also revealed a lot about I think I don't feel like I need to hold back. It was pretty obvious that it is Hum Network that she was talking about. And I've also worked with Hum Network, and I had a pretty pleasant experience working with them. But obviously I don't know anything about the actor's experience in working with productions. And Faryal basically said that she worked in another serial as well with Sania Saeed, which might be Ba'adab or Be'adab or whatever. That's the other serial that her and Sania Saeed are in together. That's also on Hum, and I think it's also currently running. It's got Momin Saqib in it as well. And she said that they didn't like sort of give people enough to eat or quality food, and that they would bill her for things that she'd eaten or like wouldn't refuse to pay for her ticket, and that her and Sania Saeed would have to send for vegetables and have like the makeup artist cook them in the kitchen of the set house. So just generally like the kind of behavior that I think you experience in a lot of state companies, and it seems like a lot of it might even have been, some of it was coming from just channels trying to be very miserly and trying to cut costs and cut corners any way possible, which doesn't make sense because I believe like serials make a lot of money, channels make a lot of money airing serials, and some of it might have been coming from prejudice. That's something that she talked about as well. And the third thing that she talked about was a casting couch, that there's definitely people who expect an actress to, she said that, she was told things like, "Aap hame ek saal de de," ya, raat ko milte hain,
Really
things like
problematic
that.
stuff that,
And
I think Pakistan mein bhi jo female actresses and they are kind of, they are,
my mic just fell, that's what, anyways, sorry.
they are being open about their experiences, particularly with the casting couch, and what they face in the industry. And I think it's very important because a lot of, young people, they are very ambitious about it. They want to do something. Like this is one of the things that kind of holds them back. कि पता नहीं क्या क्या देखना पड़ेगा. So I think this is important. This is an important discussion that needs to be, ज़्यादा बात होनी चाहिए इसके ऊपर.
और देखना पड़ता है. And I think what the most important thing was people like Faryal. She also spoke about, talking about having gone through abuse as a child and having to justify that to her family and saying that I need to do this because if there's other girls like me out there who haven't made it out and who haven't become financially independent or whatever, they need to hear this. And that's something I think that we really need to appreciate Faryal for being that person. I think all of us can think good thoughts or whatever, but it takes a lot of courage to, to speak truth to power. Because that means like Hum is already reluctant to hire her. Maybe other channels will also, ऐसा होता है people in power can gang up as well. So it might not just mean Hum, it might mean other channels might also boycott her. Okay, she's too much trouble. So,
and I think this is one of the things that usually जब लोग, a woman opens up about harassment and people are like, sympathy and women card and all that. But what do you get actually? They're just consequences and consequences and consequences. या तो आपका as a society के collective attitude इस तरह का हो कि आप थोड़ा बहुत alleged victim को space देने के लिए तैयार हो, but आप कहीं नहीं देखते हैं ये चीज़. अब victim blaming start होती है और फिर ना support family की तरफ से है, ना जहाँ आप काम करें वहाँ से. So I think it's full of consequences. So I think it's very brave of her. And it should, and I hope it encourages other women to, open up about it. And
encouraging other women to open up about the topic pe, Faryal also called out other actresses and said that they lie when they say. And I think this even is something that's very disappointing is when women say that they haven't faced sexual harassment even when they have. Like my show business mein, it's a sort of, it's understood कि अगर आप top tier actress हैं या जो भी हैं, तो आप, you can't be calling people out for, you have to somehow sort of manage that and on the outside give the impression that everything's fine and it doesn't exist, because then you'll be considered easy to work with and then, you wouldn't jeopardize yourself. And we know कि जब कोई call out करता है तो फिर उसके क्या consequences होते हैं. So I think that's something that's very important. अगर या तो आप, अगर ऐसा कुछ हो तो उसको call out करना I think बहुत important है. अगर आप कॉल आउट नहीं कर सकते तो आई थिंक वन शुडंट लाई अबाउट इट कि जहाँ हरासमेंट एग्जिस्ट करती है वहाँ आपका कहना कि नहीं एग्जिस्ट करती, सिर्फ अपने करियर को वो करते हुए.
स्पेसिफिकली ऑफ कोर्स सेलिब्रिटीज या लोग देखते हैं इन्हें, दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस. तो इस लेवल पे पहुँच के सिंपली कहता नहीं मैंने, मेरे साथ तो कभी हुआ ही नहीं है. तो इट सॉर्ट ऑफ पुट्स अदर वुमेन इन अ पोजीशन वेयर दे आर लाइक अच्छा अगर हमारे साथ हुए तो वाज इट आवर फॉल्ट इन एनी वे. तो दैट काइंड ऑफ हैज़ a lot of consequences और उसका impact बहुत ज़्यादा है if they realize what they're saying इसका कहाँ तक, it's very far ranging. So I think like Faryal, what she did is amazing. It's very powerful and it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there like that.
It takes a lot of courage to put yourself, and also I think it might be very easy to discount how hard it must have been for her, क्योंकि जिस तरह की lobbying and वो सब कुछ, that can send you into depression. That means आपको काम नहीं मिल रहा. She talked about like being fat shamed, which a lot of other actresses also did that very publicly on social media, when she wasn't the weight that she is right now. And she also spoke about trying to fix herself, trying to lose weight, trying to gain weight, doing anything, because she thought there was something wrong with her and she was trying to fix it until she realized that there was something wrong with the system. So kudos to Faryal. Faryal, thank you for speaking out like that. अगर आप लोगों ने interview नहीं देखा तो we'll link it. Go watch it. I think that's something that's important to watch. And
particularly if you watch Rakib Se, what do you think about her in the drama particularly? क्योंकि आप तो follow करते हैं, आपको तो पसंद है.
मैं okay, so full disclosure, I've been saving Rakib Se to watch it. I've seen the first 2 episodes and मुझे लगा कि मैं आराम से सारा वो देखना चाहिए,
इंतजार ना करना पड़े ना हर हफ्ते.
But I loved, I think उसका एक level of artistry है उसके अंदर. It's so the way that it's edited, like the way that everything comes together is just
very
beautifully.
poetic.
It's next level, and I mean Kashif Nisar, I think he's the man, he's the one who's responsible for, and वो बहुत obvious हो गया है. Kashif Nisar is like the man of the moment right now. I think he's really TV के medium में he's really sort of gotten to that level that few other directors are there right now. So we'll get around to, I think, Rakib Se and Dil Na Umeed To Nahi. Those are two dramas that I think we have to watch.
Dil Na Umeed To Nahi, in fact, Yamuna Zadi के recent interview में she made a very interesting comment. And she was like कि अगर आप इन harsh realities को TV पे नहीं दिखाएंगे तो फिर आपको खबरों में सुनने को मिलेंगी. तो this is something that I need to start Dil Na Umeed To Nahi as well. लेकिन everyone who's been following it is like it's very intense. I'm like kind of emotionally preparing myself to start it.
I think ये reason है कि उसके ऊपर वो views नहीं आ रहे. लेकिन what I'm hearing is कि उन्होंने इतनी अच्छे तरीके से उसे craft किया है that there are moments of levity and it's actually very watchable. तो I don't know. I think उसका एक moment आएगा probably. I think and I don't think we have that much influence that we can bring that moment about. But we'll definitely watch it and review it. So that's that. Those are all our stories for the week, and for more stories we'll be back next week with other stories.
More
Tell us what you
interesting stories.
More interesting stories than this one. I don't know if they're going to be more interesting, but let's hope so. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And why don't you sign off?
Okay, see you next week. Bye bye.